Hey, this is Walter Jones.
This is Austin St. John.
And you're listening to Ranger Danger.
Go, go, Ranger Danger! Go, go, Ranger Danger! Go, go, Ranger Danger! Matt and Michael's Ranger Danger!
Welcome once again to Mighty Morphin Ranger Danger. This is the podcast where we make Power Rangers watches and then afterwards we talk about them.
I don't think that's right.
Fuck. What is it? No, we watch episodes of Power Rangers, then afterwards we talk about them.
That's the one.
I'm Matt. Michael's here.
Howdy.
We have a new guest. Welcome, Brendan. To
Hello.
Ranger Danger. Good to have you here with us.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Now, we have a tradition on the show.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's right. Brace yourself. This is going to be a hard one. When we have new guests, we ask them the new listener questions. The first one is, can you remember your first experience with Power Rangers?
It would probably be on breakfast television before you get ready for school in the morning in 2000.
Okay. So would that be on, like, Agro's Cartoon Connection? Or what was it on?
No, it was on Cheese TV. It was on Cheese TV, surely.
I don't know.
Either that or it was on after school.
I feel like it was on Saturday mornings.
No, I wasn't awake on Saturday morning.
Okay.
But I know from talking to previous guests, we've had some that had fancy pay television, and they had it on in the morning sometimes. Whereas I think for us public television plebs, it was more an after school.
I genuinely couldn't tell you.
I remember watching it. I remember it was with, I think her name was, this is going to offend the super fans who have a podcast about it. Her name was Rita, and she made the monsters grow.
Yeah, no, you nailed it.
All right, good.
That's exactly right.
I'm impressed that they were showing that in 2000, though.
They were probably doing reruns.
Yeah, because by 2000 they were in space, maybe?
Yeah, that'd be about right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you remember Rita Repulsa, the Space Witch, who had a big staff that made her monsters grow?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's no longer on the show at the point we're up to.
Yeah. I'm gone. I'm gone.
Drop the mic.
She will be back very soon, I believe.
Yeah.
But I don't think this week.
No, sadly. The other question I have to ask is, when was your last experience with the Power Rangers? Can you remember when you stopped watching?
Well, I went to boarding school in 2005, so that was probably a bit of a breaking point there.
Right.
You don't think everybody at Helston was just playing the Power Rangers every afternoon?
It's like, fuck yeah, Power Rangers, woo! No, you would be beaten. You would be beaten sore and bloody, like...
Oh, Jesus. But if
It
you watch
wasn't-
enough
it-
Power Rangers, you know how to defend yourself.
It wasn't that bad, but yeah, it's bad enough that I would worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, like that was probably, if anything, the breaking point. But I don't remember enough about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think with a lot of shows like that, you don't notice when you stopped because you stopped caring.
Yeah.
You know, and you just sort of gradually drifted off. Well, that's pretty much it. Did we want to cover anything? I should say that this is episode 99.
Yes.
We're going to be.
It's called Rangers Back in Time Part 1.
Yes, I'm very excited for some time travel. I love time travel.
Do you let your listeners know who I am and why I'm here, or is that really not the point of this?
I mean, we can. This is Brendan. Brendan and I went to high school together.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's it then.
Yeah. We normally don't, to be honest.
We really don't.
It's like,
should we?
Here is a voice. This voice will be listening to the Power Rangers now.
Basically.
Yeah.
Because the vast majority of our guests so far have just been people we know. And I guess we're sort of the opinion that it's like...
It's like Steve, who we know.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not interested in this person, so why would you be?
Basically.
Maybe a little.
Yeah.
For some of them. Yeah, no.
I mean, certainly recently that we've had guests that require a bit of explanation. Like we had two of our fans on the show recently as guest hosts. And then
last week we had Matt of the Super Sentai Brothers.
Yep, another podcast.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, we should probably start treating our guests with a bit more respect, perhaps.
All right, here on out. This is 99. It's a good time to be making 100-episode resolutions.
That's right.
Before we kind of kick into a second set.
We're going to change our ways.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is Rangers Back in Time Part 1.
Yep.
I should tell you that we actually have a website on the interwebs. That's www.rangerpodcast.com.
Yep.
If you want to send us a Twitter tweet on the Twitters, we're at RangerDcast. We're also on Facebook, iTunes, YouTube, TuneIn, Google+. Plus, we have a store That's rangedangerpodcast.com/store.
You're going to have to change that now that I can chime in at this.
Yeah. It's become broke now.
Yeah.
Where you can get mugs and shirts and all sorts of fun stuff.
I'm sorry, but I only subscribe to people on Snapchat.
We don't have a
we don't
Snapchat.
have Snapchat.
Or a Periscope. We don't have a Periscope yet.
Fuck is a Periscope?
It's like live broadcasting through Twitter.
Oh, we don't want. Like, I don't want to be live ever.
Okay.
I need to be able to correct my mistakes.
I would like to point out that although Matt has said that,
Yeah.
I've edited one episode of this podcast.
Yeah, we don't edit. That's way too much quality control for this program.
All right, so Rangers Back in Time Part 1.
Yeah.
Are you a history person, Matt?
I have been around for a few years.
That's
so,
not-
like,
not what I meant.
I've existed historically.
No.
I'm not big into history. No.
Okay. What about you, Brendan?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I get in trouble every now and then when people discover the YouTube videos I did on the Gaius Gracchus brothers of ancient Rome when I was in year 11, when I was 17 years old. People note that and laugh at me. So yes, I think I'm a history person, or at least I used to be.
Michael, are you putting into the show notes, put a link to
No,
Brendan's?
no.
I mean, I'm not doing that. What I'm doing is looking it up to figure out how embarrassing it is.
Okay.
And then I'll make the decision whether we put them into the show notes or not.
It's important to remember, Brendan, that we're doing a podcast about Power Rangers. Like, there's no judgment here. We're already the bottom of the ladder. We can't look down on anyone because everyone is above us.
I took it down.
Oh.
I can put it back up. I can put it back up for the fans of your show.
I tell you what,
It's
we'll
a
wait
private
and see.
link. It's a private link. I can give you the link.
If you'd like to see it,
I really would.
shoot us an email and let us know, and we'll bug the shit out of Brendan.
Yeah.
All right, Rangers Back in Time, Part 1.
Yes.
Let's go check it out, episode 99.
Yeah, are you thinking time travel? Are you...
Okay, so here's the deal.
Yeah.
We were going to try and have Lauren on this episode because our friend Lauren, People's Champion #1,
Yeah, he's an ancient historian.
she's an ancient history nerd.
Yeah, she
She's
likes
like-
ancient history. She's not very old and historian.
No, but like she studies ancient history. She knows a lot about ancient history.
Yeah.
So I looked this episode up.
Yeah.
I'm going to ruin it for the two of you right now.
Oh, no.
No time travel.
What?
But it says back in time.
I know it says Rangers Back in Time.
Are they time limited in that, like, they had to be somewhere and then return within a certain
they had to get
period
back
of
in
time?
time.
They had to get back in time.
Yeah, like, come back before dinner.
There and Back Again, a tale by the Power Rangers, but also with time limits.
That seems less exciting than time travel.
Can I tell you that it's somewhere in between?
All right.
Let's go check it out. Let's go
Okay.
find out. And guys, we'll be back in a sec.
See you soon. All right, we are back. We just watched Rangers Back in Time Part 1.
Yep.
That was so fucking terrible. I think, like, Michael, you said earlier that that's about on standard with what we usually have. I think that was even worse than ours.
Yeah,
usual.
maybe.
It was pretty appalling.
So that would have been the first Power Rangers episode. I think I might have in one of your very first episodes. I was like, oh, I will watch an episode of Power Rangers. I will listen to the podcast, and I think I might have gotten halfway through it as well.
Yeah.
It was cheesier and more 90s than I thought it would be. There was many more like ponytails in that room than
A lot of ponytails going on.
A lot of ponytails. I took notes, and I've got notes like lyrical complexity, which was probably
That was about the theme song.
the theme song.
Yeah.
I've
Go
got
Power Rangers.
I've got kid in front row with dipshit expression on his face. He's one of the main characters, though.
Is that who was in the front row? Is that Billy?
Like,
Or Rob?
I think his name was Billy. He was the glasses guy.
the nerd? Yeah, that was Billy.
Right, but like he was. No one sits in class all day going, "Hey."
Billy does. He's a goober.
I thought that I thought that the villains were pretty standard kid show villain fare. It was like I am evil and
Shaking fists.
shaking fists, all of that. I just thought that like the guy in the gold suit just should be in charge because
Goldar, you don't want that. Goldar is
Useless.
beyond useless though. He tends to make things happen for the Power Rangers by accident. In many
okay,
cases.
but like all of his dialogue is like, excellent idea. How do we make this practical? How do we,
he has asked some incisive questions.
Like, I see that you want me to attack them. I will make this happen. Like, if there was a company structure, he would definitely be the chief of operations.
Yeah,
kind
CEO,
of guy.
definitely.
Whereas the CEO is the guy with the dipshit ideas that the rest of the like executive suite. All right, I'm just going to stop right there. There's no way that you can use a phrase executive suite in a show about like gimpering. Like,
I mean, look, so far it's not a terrible plan.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
yeah.
let's get to that. Let's run through it from the top.
Yeah, let's do the episode from the start.
Okay, so the Rangers are in class.
Yeah.
Miss Appleby, their only teacher,
Yes.
she's asked them to bring in a childhood photograph
Yeah.
and share their most memorable experience.
Yeah.
Which is not a high school assignment.
No. That's like a year one assignment.
Yeah. But so they've all done it. They've basically all got like pictures of the first time they were doing martial arts mostly.
But they're not like memorable experiences. They all try and present some like, oh, this is what I learned an important lesson. Like, I learned how to be determined or whatever.
do people in the 90s, and I don't remember the 90s, I was 7 when they ended. Did people in the 90s really like take that many photographs that they have a photograph of the moment they learn responsibility?
Yeah.
It's like, I guess I've learned responsibility today. All right,
Yeah.
bring out the...
I mean, I guess for a lot of them it was their first something. And that's the sort of thing that you might have a photo of.
I think too back then, because everything was on film cameras, you'd have the opportunity to check what you were doing. So you take a lot of photos and then have them, even if they're shit, rather than take one and be like, oh, that was shitty, I'll just delete that. You know what I mean? So you don't...
I think it's the exact opposite. I think that like if you've got only film cameras and you've only got 24 shots before you have to pay another $10 for another reel.
I think it, like, as an adult, yeah, but when you're a kid, you're just not that discerning. Like, I know I had a photo album full of photos that were shitty.
Yeah,
but-
we've got photo albums at home that are just full of like 7 variations of the same photo because
Exactly.
you took a bunch of them to be sure, and
Yeah.
then, well, I've got all these photos.
You've got to throw them out because you paid $10 for them.
Yeah. Like, realistically, all that first scene really was about was like, I am current day Billy. This is young Billy.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
found a look-alike, and setting up the textual references to photographs that would form the theme before the
Yeah,
overall
that's very
text.
generous. That's very generous. Yeah, that's incredibly generous. So, Lord Zed's got a plan.
Yeah, he walks up to the balcony and he says, like, it's the dawn of another glorious day.
Whose sunset shall witness the final destruction of those power brats.
Which raises a lot of questions for someone on the moon. Whose dawn was it?
I mean, it wasn't dawn.
Do they have dawn on the...
It wasn't dawn at Angel Grove because
Yeah.
they were just in the middle of class.
Yeah. Did he just get out of bed? So he just, whenever he gets out of bed, it's dawn for
Does
him?
the moon have a dawn? A
Yes.
face of the moon is
Yeah.
always facing
It has-
Earth.
it
But
ha-
yes.
It has one dawn a month. No. Yeah, one dawn. It has one dawn a month.
Well, that works
So-
out quite well for him because he's just given himself a window of a month to finish off the Power Rangers.
He needs that time, clearly.
He's laid himself a nice, decent amount of time to...
Yeah. So, what Lord Zed's going to do is use the Rock of Time,
Yeah.
an object that has never been mentioned before and I suspect will not be mentioned after next week.
And apparently it's just a rock in the middle of a field.
Which we will
Of
later
time.
learn
Yeah, there's the field time,
is
yeah.
actually just a rock in a desert somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't look special. If you looked at it, you just go,
No, it's a rock.
"That's another rock."
Not, oh, that's a rock of time.
Geological processes, they're not known for their brevity. Like, is any rock not a rock of time?
That's true. Aren't they all of... Yeah.
Also, Rock of Ages
Yes.
is like an expression.
Yeah, it's a thing.
That's a thing that people have like said things about.
Yeah.
So we've gone for the shittier version,
Yeah.
Rock of Time.
If it's a rock of time, would it by definition be a rock of 4/4 time?
Yeah, I mean, if it was a Rock of 3/4 Time, it'd be a waltz of time.
Oh, dear. You guys are nerds.
Set them up, knock them down. You want time signature puns? This is the podcast.
Oh, dear.
So he's going to use it to not use it to reverse time.
Yes.
He's going to use it to cause the Earth to spin backwards,
Yeah.
Superman logic.
Yeah, that's
causing
exactly right.
time to reverse.
Yeah.
although not actually causing time to reverse. We'll deal with that problem later.
Yeah.
But
Can I say too, like, got a little ahead of this, but in those photos of them as children, they're all wearing their Power Rangers colours.
Yep.
As children.
even Tommy, who had different Power Rangers colours earlier.
I
Yes.
was just charmed by the fact that, like, Rocky, who would go on to become the Red Ranger like 13 years down the track or whatever, was hanging out in his...
All he wore was red. His
All he wore
parents
was red.
just knew.
And his parents also already knew he was going to be a douchebag because he had a flat top and a ponytail. Really doubling down on the douchebagness.
Oh, Tom.
So here's the deal, right?
Yeah.
To turn back time,
Yep.
Lord Zed shoots lightning out of his staff and hits the rock.
Yeah.
Which is his only, like, he doesn't have a control panel. Like,
No.
he's only got one
That's what he does.
trick. Like,
Why doesn't he do that all the time?
I don't know.
He could every week he could have turned back time again and again and again.
It's not like the rocket time is going anywhere.
It's
So dumb.
it's so dumb. Look, I will tell you now. The reason that they had turned to kids
Yeah.
is that they'd started production on the movie.
Yeah.
Right? Those actors were needed elsewhere.
Yeah.
And so they came up with a semi-clever solution.
The thing is, though, this semi-clever solution is the exact same thing they're going to do in about a year from now.
Yep.
When they have a
Everyone needs a
mini-series
holiday.
of 10 episodes where they just make the Power Rangers kids again. So not only is this a shitty idea, it's a shitty idea they go back to extensively in the future.
It just...
I wonder if it's the Rock of Time then as well.
I
If they-
hope it is.
If they just
so
bring
much.
it back, like, it's the Rock of Time again. We forgot to, like, smash that rock in the middle of the
here's
field.
the thing, though. That would be so much better
Yeah.
than what we will get, which is I found a new orb of time.
we
The
found
second
a
Rock of Time.
A pebble of time, a beach of tiny rocks of time.
So
Excuse me.
the plan is that the Rangers met Zordon as teenagers.
Yeah.
So by turning back time and turning them into children,
Yeah.
they won't have their powers.
Yeah. It's one of those things that's so stupid you can't even unpack it. Like, where do you start? There's not enough that makes sense for you to explain what doesn't make
Okay,
sense.
so if the plan was I'm going to go back to 1987
Yeah.
before all of this happened.
Yeah.
Great plan.
Yeah.
Right? That's a plan that works.
Yeah.
What his plan is reverse the rotation of the Earth,
Mm-hmm.
which has no effect on the process of time. But
Well, as Brennan said, Superman disagrees.
no, because here's the deal.
You don't want to disagree with Superman.
Superman gets a pass because he's traveling faster than the speed of light and it makes the Earth look like it's going back in time. He doesn't reverse the rotation of the Earth. The rotation of the Earth is the effect, not the cause.
All right.
That's an acceptable interpretation of the film Superman. In this,
Yeah.
it is explicitly the sequence of events
Yeah.
that reversing the flow of the orbit of Earth
Yeah.
reverses time.
But that's not the end point of the stupid.
Oh,
that's
dear
like
God, no.
That's like a short, that's the entree on the main course of the stupid is that scene is like, hey, it looks like the clocks are going backward.
So let's get to this.
Yeah.
So Lord Zed just does it. He zaps the rock.
Yeah.
And so we get the shittiest CG Earth
Pretty bad.
spinning. Red, like...
If you had like a shitty encyclopedia on CD-ROM as a kid,
Yes.
it probably opened up with this spinning Earth. on your
So,
screen.
like, a red something
Yeah.
shoots out of the rock of time
Yeah.
and flies around the Earth backwards
Yeah.
and makes the rotation stop.
Yeah.
Millions die.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, that's not good.
No.
Then more sparks come out.
Yeah.
And it starts going the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And then, so in the class, the clock starts going backwards, but there's a girl talking who's still speaking forwards.
Yeah.
So time's not going backwards. It's just that the clock is going backwards.
Not only that, nothing goes back in time. It's not like history is reversed. It's just what we get to in the end is that some kid, like those guys get younger than they were previously.
So Billy says that clock seems to be acting rather oddly.
Yeah.
And Miss Appleby, the shittiest teacher in the world, goes, that is rather odd, isn't it? What do you think we should do? Take the fucking clock down, put some new batteries in it, and get on with your fucking class. It's not, the clock's weird. Also, all clocks are not connected to time. Right? That's not how clocks work. And also, if
I'm pretty sure
time
that's
is
how
just
clocks work.
going backwards, if today is the 1st of January and I go, tomorrow's the 31st of December, that doesn't make me a day younger.
But if the clock's moving back...
No! No! And then they all just become kids.
Yeah, that happens.
So dumb!
Wearing their same outfits, and like, let's be fair, I have worn the same shoes I wore, the same style of shoes at least I wore when I was a kid. But no one wears the same clothes continuously from the
They're
ages.
in the same classroom with Miss Appleby still.
Yeah, that's what really gets me is I don't understand why they aren't confused about what's going on. They're in a high school class, but they're kids, and they just act
No,
as if...
because it's a different classroom. Because you've got that great moment afterwards, and I like this, that they teach kids how to learn and the importance of mathematics. Like, if you're watching that, you come away with a good idea of how to divide 900 by 30. Or 30 by 900 is how they introduced that, even though it was clearly 900 divided by 30.
I don't even think it is a good way, because the way Kimberly explains it is so intensely long and convoluted. Okay, so you've turned back time.
Yeah.
But it's not 1980.
No.
It's still 1994.
Yeah.
But the Rangers are kids.
Yeah.
Is everyone younger?
Well, Miss Appleby gets younger.
Does she?
Her hair gets
She
longer.
gets a wig.
Which I
She
think
gets
is
a wig.
TV shorthand for she got younger. We haven't seen enough of the rest of the world to figure out, like, are there pilots piloting planes who regress 10 years before their flight training?
Because
and
here's
then-
what we then see. Zordon and Alpha.
Yeah.
Who still know it's the present.
Yeah.
Well,
They-
he's a robot, and you can't make a robot younger.
But
Because he already knows how to do division.
But it's not that the Power Rangers have become younger. It's that they think they're kids. They have the memories up until the point. Because what Zordon says is, we can't teleport them to the command center because they're kids and it'll be too scary for them. So they clearly don't. They haven't just been physically aged into children.
Yeah.
They are. Well, why? What's evidence for the hypothesis that time hasn't actually gone backwards? Because, like,
In the command center, Zordon and Alpha know what's going on.
it's the command center. It's space technology. It's immune to the rock of time. They can just waltz out of that.
We don't know that that's not true.
That's
you're
dumb,
talking-
but I have to accept it because otherwise
You're
it's
talking
just...
about Saucerhead and Tube Man. Like, I think Saucerhead and Tube Man, if anyone is going to, like, if the Earth is rotating backwards, why is the moon stationary, right? Like, they're looking from their balcony and seeing the Earth rotate wildly, and they should not see that because the moon is tidally locked to the Earth. So you've got a problem there already.
This is the second time travel episode this show has done.
It fucked up royally.
I thought the first one was the worst time travel episode a show could ever do. This one, we aren't even all the way through yet.
Like-
and it is so dumb that I am so angry.
I think I have to dispute your hypothesis that time is not actually moving backwards. I think the text of the show, and I'm going to use that phrase. I know that this is a children's show that we watch to make fun of, but the text of the show implies that they have gone back to the year, whatever year it is, minus 10.
But we can use our Power Rangers audience to refute that because 3 of the Rangers that are in the room now
Yes!
transferred to the high school like 3 or 4 months ago.
They've only been there half a year.
Yeah.
They did not grow up in Angel Grove.
Yeah. So it's not just the past.
It's
All right.
dumb.
I mean, it was going to be dumb either way. That wasn't on the
Tommy
line.
was new.
Yeah.
Only 2 of the people in that room went to school together as children.
Yeah.
I give up.
I'm going to have to level that because that's going to be way too loud.
Yeah, you're going to pop some eardrums, buddy.
So, altering the Earth's rotation, Zordon says, will undoubtedly cause a catastrophic break in the space-time continuum.
Well, it's going to cause some catastrophes, not that, but...
No, Matt, Undoubtedly.
Oh, well, sorry. I doubted it. I did it wrong.
Look, Bulk and Skull do a dumb thing with a balloon filled with shaving cream.
Is it just me, or are they more effective bullies as children? Than they
Yeah, I mean, it ends up going all over their faces.
Yeah,
So-
that was a nice callback to their history of getting liquids on their faces. That's just their thing. But
I'm going to choose not to question that.
Good decision.
good call, yeah. But they do seem like meaner than they are as
But
adults.
so Miss Appleby like drags them out of the class.
Yeah.
And
By their ears, and I worried about that. I don't think that even in like 1980 you could drag a kid out of the classroom by their ear.
You shouldn't, at least.
But these two, maybe.
Maybe.
Then the bell rings, and the Power Rangers kids just go, "Let's go to the park."
Yeah.
They're like 7.
Well, kids go to the
Well,
park.
kids go to the
But
park.
are they not at school?
No, school ended.
Yeah. Maybe they go hang out at the park after school. That's fine. I did.
Can I backtrack to Skull and
Bulk. Bulk's the fat one.
Oh, that's why is Skull dressed up like a Nazi?
That's a good question. He has multiple Nazi outfits.
Oh, he has because I thought this was one of those shows where they only had one outfit.
No, they're kind of cool. They have like punk outfits that change every week.
Ooh.
They're
like-
pretty styling fashion wise, but that does have this strange side effect of having Skull be a Nazi lookalike.
Because like if you've got a name like Skull, you would probably want to avoid like the Red Skull references wherever possible.
Definitely.
By not dressing like a Nazi. Just saying. But you know,
although like this was pre Captain America the film. Perhaps there wasn't like awareness.
you can't be pre-Captain America though.
Not the character.
No.
They haven't got that far back in
I mean,
time.
you can be pre-Captain America. There was a time
But
before
that
Captain
that,
America.
that that drastically alters the tone of this like back in time special.
Yeah. This isn't 1920 that they went back to.
All they needed to do is show Wall Street in cinemas, and people would go, "Oh yeah, okay, so they're back to 1989. Let's go on with it." Like, can they just show Reagan on television and be like, "Cool, so we're back in time. Let's go."
Would they have to pay for that? Do you think? Probably. That's probably why they didn't.
I
do
don't
it.
think children know who Reagan is.
Yeah, that's true.
So, anyway, the kids are playing in the park. They're playing dodgeball, or like a kid's version of dodgeball.
This is dodgeball.
No,
Like,
it's just dodgeball.
Was it?
yeah,
It didn't look like it had many well-defined rules.
it's dodgeball, man.
Like
The only
dodge-
rule is you dodge the balls.
That sounds like a story that you've got some experience. Like,
Well,
there's no rules in dodgeball, man.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. is my rejoinder to that.
Did you guys play dodgeball at all at school?
I don't remember.
No, like I dodged all balls.
Oh, I
Like
see.
the actual
It wasn't recreational.
the heavy ones designed to hurt you when they hit you.
Yeah.
I dodged them even more than
Yeah.
the lightweight ones that like were feathery, soft touch
I
kind of
actually got
balls.
hit in the head by like a softball at school.
Yeah.
I was off to the side reading or something, as all the cool kids do.
Nerd.
Matt, Power Rangers podcast, we're way past that stage. And I wasn't watching, and just out of nowhere, sailed in, hit me right in the head. That was a fun day.
I think
And that's the first and last time you touched a ball in high school.
Yeah, probably.
I think that's something about that is so typical of the nerd experience. I'm
Yeah.
sure all nerds have been hit in the face or head by a ball at some point, or
Yeah.
just made to dodge them all.
Everyone
in
was
Brendan's
very
case.
apologetic. It
Yeah.
was nice.
So they were playing dodgeball.
They were playing, dodgeball. Yeah. A couple...
You weren't, because you were hit by the ball.
A couple walks up,
Yeah.
right, and says, "Oh, honey, get a shot of these kids. They're adorable." That's fucking weird, right?
It is weird.
Like, even if it's, the 80s and we're not in, like, peak pedophile, worry about strangers, stranger danger.
No, Michael Jackson was on air.
But, like, that's still weird.
Yes.
It's weird.
Are they on holidays in Angel Grove? If so, why?
Yeah. And just like at the local community park as well. It's not
Yeah.
like it's a tourist attraction.
Oh, the kids are the tourist attraction.
Ah.
Like the adults are how do I phrase this? Well, like the children are there and they come to it and they're attracted to children. They're attracted to the children is what I'm saying.
So Bulk and Skull jump into the photo.
Yeah.
That scares the adults probably more than is reasonable because apparently they have no peripheral vision. The woman's head gets stuck in a bin.
She gets scared, so puts her head into a bin, which is a reaction that I have, but I'm scared. That's fine.
She gets very upset. The man drops his camera.
Yep.
We get a nice long lingering shot, so we know that that's going to become a monster.
Yep.
Billy and Adam are flying a kite.
Yep.
Bulk steals it and then tells Billy to go fly a kite, which is the cleverest thing this entire episode does. Skull is so retarded that he gets Bulk and Skull tied up in the kite.
It's a special kind of stupid.
And then 5 people laugh at this. So here's where I actually felt a bit concerned for Bulk and Skull.
Yeah, everyone hits that point occasionally.
No, but these poor kids who are clearly challenged. They're trying to have fun in a park, and then all of the cool kids tie them up and laugh at them.
Yep.
This is how lifelong incompetent bullies get made. This is their origin story.
Yeah, they should become supervillains.
Seriously, who are the bad guys here? I don't think it's Bulk and Skull. I think that they're just, worrisome.
Lord Zed says, "This is so amusing, I almost hate to see it end." So he's clearly watching something else.
Hey.
He sends down some putties
Yep.
who start playing dodgeball.
Yeah.
So these guys are regular occurrences in the
Yes.
show.
Yeah, they're henchmen.
'Cause-
Horrifying henchmen.
The people for whom is a language,
Yeah.
and for whom a backflip is a full-time means of transportation.
Yeah, I mean, why walk when you can back?
They're much scarier approaching children than approaching fully grown adults.
Someone was saying he doesn't want to bring the kids to the command center because that would be too scary. Being attacked by these gimp monsters. This is much worse.
So basically, eventually the kids figure out that if you hit the putties in the Z on their chest, they explode.
Yeah.
They are not as fazed by that as they should be.
No.
No,
They're taking it in their stride.
it's I see. So if I throw a ball at them, they die. Well, it's good to know that I have learned how to kill.
I have power over life and death now.
Yes, I am a god.
Which is probably a bit real for a 11-year-old in most cases. But
So, yeah, Alpha's trying to get something
So,
called...
can I say about the putties? It's good that we don't have long left with the putties.
Yeah.
Because they've now had any threat or tension.
No,
completely
absolutely
undercut.
zero.
Because-
They've now been defeated by children.
Yeah, they've been defeated by kids with a ball.
Yeah.
At one point, Kimberly throws the ball at the back of a putty and
He
it
goes
goes flying.
Yep.
It's an 11-year-old girl throwing a soft dodgeball.
It might make you turn around and go,
Maybe,
hey,
you
someone,
may notice it.
Someone threw a
I-
dodge at me.
I think that this is another way that Power Rangers is a great educational tool for children, because
Don't throw balls at people.
how else are you going to get an appreciation of avant-garde dance if you don't get exposed to the putties at a young age?
This show is so fucking weird.
It's yeah.
And this
That's
particular episode is just... So Alpha's trying to get something called the de-scrambler working.
Yeah.
Which I guess will de-scramble
Time? I mean, given our confusion, it probably is scrambled. It didn't just go backwards. Something's gone pretty up.
So Lord Zed creates a monster out of the camera
Yeah.
called Photo Mayor, who will trap the Rangers in a photograph forever.
Yeah. We've
Which
had that before, haven't we? There've been so many. But
They
I'm
got
sure...
trapped in a monster where their faces appeared on the monster.
No, I feel... Yeah, anyway, that's fine.
Anyway, yeah. So that happens basically immediately.
Yeah.
And then he prints out a Polaroid photo that is clearly not where they were when he just took the photo. How hard could that have been to get right?
So, as a media studies student... Oh, yeah. My name is Brendan. I'm a media studies student. Nice to meet you, podcast. I have to say that, there are actual theorists who put together, is the photograph... Susan Sontag wrote a really long essay about how photographs are recordings of a moment in time that are not blah, 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 blah. But, to see that kind of high theory in a children's show, I think is it's really great. The photograph as means of time travel.
Were you
It's
watching the
it's
show that I
beautiful.
was watching where a bunch of kids got trapped in a photo by a giant monster?
A giant monster with those ochre Australian cork hat things. That's what he was wearing. Like geisha lipstick. I loved the geisha lipstick.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't surprise me.
It's a weird fucking show.
Yeah.
Like, they couldn't have had, like, they couldn't have just put legs on a Polaroid photograph. Also, did you capture exactly the line he said?
No.
When I will zoom these Power Rangers back in time. I'm like, I'm sorry. Polaroids...
Focus, wasn't it?
Polaroids don't have fixed focal...
Yeah.
Polaroids have fixed focal length. You can't zoom with one. You
Yeah.
zoom by walking closer to them.
Look,
Like-
let's be honest.
The original manual zoom.
That is at the bottom of the inconsistencies and problems with this episode, I think. But it's... So, the note that I've got here that I don't even remember writing is, oh, Lord Zed's gonna win.
Yeah.
Like...
That's it, right?
Unless Alpha turns into a giant robot himself.
That would be awesome.
I mean... That would be so fucking
All
awesome.
that's going to happen is just they're going to teleport the picture to the command center and fix them with the scrambler, right? Like,
I mean, probably.
yeah,
What else could happen?
I don't know. Because that's the end of the episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, I feel really bad at this point because we invited Brendan onto our show to watch an episode of Power Rangers. Unfortunately, what we showed you was missing Power Rangers.
I had a note. I had a note about the fact that like, if it's about the Power Rangers itself, I can make this crack in the next episode. But, like, in the intro, it's like everything made sort of like...
Oh yeah, you've got to have the whoosh whoosh sounds when you move your hands.
But, like...
I had the Power Rangers gloves that came with sounds, and whenever you'd move your hand, they would make the whoosh sound.
That sounds like the best thing in the world.
Pretty cool.
So, this could easily be our first episode with no
Power Rangers?
Power Rangers or Zords or...
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
We've definitely had episodes of no swords before.
Yeah.
But I think this may be the first time without Power Rangers. Which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
You can't just make a show called Power Rangers and make an episode that doesn't have Power Rangers. Be like an episode of CSI that doesn't have a crime. Let's go to like the lunchroom for an hour, end of
scene
episode.
investigation.
Yeah.
They just go to a place where a regular thing happened and like...
Sarah Seidel tries out emo. That's scene investigation.
investigation.
I love it.
So, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
I don't feel fair ranking Photomare on the creature feature yet.
He'll be back next week.
It'll be disappointing.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Because like, based on my knowledge, right, like, what happens now is that, like, the monster becomes a bigger monster.
That will definitely happen.
It will probably
It
happen.
will probably happen.
No. It's what happened every week. Like, you start with a normal monster,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the Power Rangers individually beat it all up, and then the monster comes back as a giant monster, and it's like, how do we deal with this? We have no idea. Oh, wait, yes, we do.
The sword. Yeah, that happens at 80% of the time. There are some episodes.
Yeah, occasionally they just blow it up small if they run out of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they've got to teleport It's basically up to Alpha and Bulk and Skull now.
Yeah.
Which is a terrifying sentence.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not all going to die because episode 100 is not the last episode of Power
Well, no,
Rangers.
there's a part 2 coming up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all right.
I guess we leave it there for this. Oh, we should rate the episode on our scale of Rocky, Aisha, Adam, who are sort of respectively the worst ever Power Ranger, a complete middle of the road Power Ranger, and the best ever Power Ranger. So we decided whether it was, shitty, okay, or good, really.
This was a Rocky.
Yeah.
This was...
Terrible.
Unless
Terrible.
the second part of the episode is amazing and redeems it.
Which is not going to happen.
Which has not happened any time I've prayed for that, but maybe one day. So, yeah, I guess we'll see you guys next week.
See you around.
Yeah.
It's an exciting cliffhanger, kind of, in that I just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's like, tune in next week to see if it'll be good enough to, like, give us our will to live back.
So the real cliffhanger is that we are on a cliff, deciding whether or not to
We just
continue
jump.
living.
Yeah.
To continue living, and hopefully we do decide to continue to live.
But you won't know unless you tune in next week.
Although there'll be a Dino Charge episode between now and then, so...
I'm pretty hungry. I'm going to at least get lunch before I, kill myself. So
Don't undercut the tension. It's very dramatic. See you next week.
We'll be back next week, guys.